Welcome to Channel 9 News at 6. I'm Casey.
And I'm Mark.
Today we were talking about a crime scene, the recall election and how it's playing out in Wisconsin, the frolic coming to Mount Horeb, a Memorial Day celebrations, the world's smallest dog ever, editorial on choosing water over soda in these hot summer days, and Nolan will be interviewing someone from the Mount Horeb varsity baseball team, which just won another playoff game. And now on to Mark.
Also for today's sports, Eric is going to be talking to you about Mount Horeb track team, softball, baseball, soccer, and MLB baseball and the NBA playoffs. Now on to our main story, the crime scene. Breaking news. In Mount Horeb, we've just been informed of a shooting that occurred on the 200 block of East Main Street. According to the police, at 2:55 today, a suspect entered the residence and confronted the homeowners and the other family members. The suspect demanded all their jewelry and money. The victim gave the suspect an undisclosed amount of cash and several rings. The suspect then told the victims to lie on the floor and proceeded to shoot each one of them in the back. The suspect then fled the scene on foot to an unknown direction of travel. The police are advising that the suspect is a white male, mid-20s, 6 feet tall, a medium build, wearing red sweatshirt and blue jeans. If anyone has information regarding this crime or sees anyone matching the description of the suspect, please call 911 immediately. Do not attempt to contact the suspect. He is still believed to be armed with a handgun. These victims were all transported to the area hospitals and currently in fair condition. The police remain on scene and we will update you as we receive information. This just in. Police on the scene had advised us that the suspect has been located and is now in police custody. Thomas J. Smith, 22, of Mount Horeb, has been identified as the shooter of this incident and was still in possession of a 9mm Beretta handgun when he was taken into custody. Police also confirmed that Smith surrendered without incident when contacted by police.
On YouTube today, there are many things people are checking out. A new song called Krispy Kreme, the baddest of them all, has over 1 million views. Crispy has another song, Haters Wanna Be Me, that also has a lot of views. Adam Levine has a new song out called Payphone that many people are looking at. Some people think it is better than his older song, Stereo Hearts. One of the most viewed YouTube sensations is the song Baby by Justin Bieber. This song has over 788 million views. Blake Griffin's dunk on Kendrick Perkins has 5 million views. Now that you know the best YouTube stories out there, now you can go and check them out by yourself.
Now on to the Wisconsin recall election, where it shows Governor Walker is ahead of Mayor Tom Barrett, who Governor Walker has a 50.4% lead over Tom Barrett's 45.4%. Now, the two recently just met for a debate on May 25th at the Capitol. During the debate, Tom Barrett was mostly on the aggressive side, attacking Scott Walker, attacking his reforms and policies, and it kept Scott Walker on his toes and on the defense. Tom Barrett saw this debate as an even playing field where both of them got equal amounts of talk times, unlike Scott Walker's big funding for his commercials. Now, this political race is very important because in the presidential race too, because this Wisconsin is considered an even playing field, which we can bounce out both ways. So, if Scott Walker wins, that hands a little bit of an edge, like gives him more of an up to Mitt Romney, and then if Tom Barrett wins, Barack Obama has a little bit more power in the Senate too. But also, the two candidates have another meeting Thursday, May 31st at 9 p.m. at the Capitol, and they both look to strengthen even more about their opinions and how they think that they can improve the state at where it is right now better if they were elected in office. And on June 5th, the general elections will start. Everybody can vote and choose your pick. And then probably a week or however long it takes to them to find the results, then we will know who will be the next governor of Wisconsin.
I'm here at Grendel Park, the home of Mount Horeb Summer Frolic, happening May 31st through June 3rd. There will be events such as carnival games and rides throughout the whole weekend, along with a great softball tournament. Even a bingo tent. Maybe you can win some of that money that you lost down at the carnival. For you viewers that are of age, there will be a beer tent. But remember, drink responsibly. On Sunday, there will be a parade starting at noon. Following the parade, there will be the final rounds of the softball tournament and roadside four-wheelers tough truck competition, with a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive class. The frolic will end with a big bang on Sunday night, with fireworks starting at 9 p.m. I'm hoping to see everyone there having fun with friends and family and winning some great prizes.
Thank you for that great story. Now on to Memorial Day this past weekend. While Memorial Day for most of us may seem like an excuse to have a family cookout or a family trip to the beach, the mood was mostly sober at Hollow Bailey grounds across the state. At Woods National Cemetery in Milwaukee, the state's only national military cemetery, there was more than 3,700 tiny little American flags waving in the breeze next to identical headstones of fallen soldiers. During this Memorial Day presentation brought over several hundred people, even though it was quite a hot, muggy day. And also, to make it even more special day for the veterans and fallen veterans of the past, Governor Scott Walker showed up, gave a speech, and went around and shook everyone's hand who was willing to come up and shake his hand. Everyone said that he gave a really nice speech and was very moving. They also thought he was special that he showed up and honored them. He also was one of the first ones to be there and one of the last ones to leave the ceremony. But also, Tom Barrett also went on a walk for Memorial Day, reaching the Illinois Welcome to Illinois sign. But before crossing the street, he waited for cars to stop and cross, then he crossed the street. Now, after my Memorial Day weekend presentation, now let's move it on to the recall election.
On YouTube today, there are many things people are checking out. A new song called Krispy Kreme, the baddest of them all, has over 1 million views. Krispy has another song, Haters Wanna Be Me, that also has a lot of views. Adam Levine has a new song out called Payphone that many people are looking at. Some people think it is better than his older song, Stereo Hearts. One of the most viewed YouTube sensations is the song Baby by Justin Bieber. This song has over 788 million views. Blake Griffin's dunk on Kendrick Perkins has 5 million views. Now that you know the best YouTube stories out there, now you can go and check them out by yourself.
McDonald's Play Place, where the fun happens.
There's so much fun and more new McDonald's toys in store, like Alex from Madagascar 3 and every kid's Happy Meal. So go to McDonald's right now. Ba-da-da-da-da, I'm loving it.
Here we are at the Quick Trip Roundabout, where yesterday a 3-car accident occurred. A blue minivan was traveling westbound in the roundabout when it was collided with a black car that was traveling south on 8th Street. The black car pushed the blue minivan into the gray truck that was entering the roundabout in front of Quick Trip. 3 other people were injured in this accident, but there were no life-threatening injuries. The roundabout was closed and traffic was detoured for over 2 hours while the accident was being investigated and the vehicles were removed. The entire accident was caught on videotape by the Quick Trip surveillance camera, which were viewed to determine the cause of the accident. The driver of the black car was ticketed for inattentive driving. The Mount Horeb Police Department would like to remind drivers to yield to all vehicles that are already in the roundabout. Today, there have been no accidents reported in the area, and there will be no slowdowns or detours.
There are many different sized dogs in the world, big to small to medium sized dogs. But today I'm here with the smallest dog in the world. Her name is Rossi. She is a Shih Tzu and is approximately 1 foot tall when she is standing on her hind legs. Rossi approximately weighs 10 pounds. Rossi is the smallest dog in the world by about 3 inches, beating out another Shih Tzu in the annual smallest dog shooting in California. Rossi is 7 years old and also one of the funniest dogs I know. The annual competition for smallest dog was the first one, and Rossi will try to win it next year and keep her championship. Rossi is a rare dog with her being so small, but she is the smallest dog in the world and she doesn't know she's small. Dogs don't know if they are small, and she probably thinks she's a big dog. Rossi is the smallest dog in the world. Now over to Casey for a review on one of the great movies out right now in the theaters.
Thanks, Nolan, for that great report. Now on to the movies. This weekend I went and saw Marvel's The Avengers. The movie started off by explaining all the heroes, where they came from and what they did throughout the past years, showing flashbacks and stuff. Then it got on to getting them together to fight the forces of evil. They got together on a spaceship, were taken down. They were all of a sudden saved the day. Then they got all together in the city. The forces of evil were coming through this big portal to destroy the Earth and take it over, and the evil guy was sitting up at Iron Man's tower. So they all got together. Captain America did his plans, sent them off. Hulk and the other people besides Iron Man, everybody besides Iron Man was taking down out the bad guys. And then Iron Man's job was to close the portal and get it so we would be safe. So he took a nuke and threw it in the portal, and I'm not going to tell you how it ended because I want you guys to go see this. I thought it was a really good movie, action fulfilled. It wasn't just action, they had a lot of comedy into it too. So if you're not like that big into action, you would like it too because it has some comedy in there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 9.5 because it's probably one of the best movies I have ever seen. So I really recommend anyone who wants to go see it or is doubtful about seeing it, I really would like someone to go see it. It's a great movie. It's good for all ages. I mean, it is rated PG-13, but I think it's not that inappropriate, so I think it'd be good for little kids too. And now let's hit it over for Eric for sports.
As the weather warms up, what are you reaching for? Water or soda? Water is what I hope you're reaching for. That's what I reach for. Soda is full of artificial flavorings, colors, and sweeteners. Whereas water is all natural and from springs around the world. And is the better choice. It also will rehydrate you. Soda, on the other hand, will dehydrate you because of the sugar content and amount. Some people may argue water is bland, boring, and tasteless. But water, like everything else, has its own taste and is very interesting in its own way. Water is the most versatile and most used substance in the world, covering 73% of the world. People could not live without water, whereas soda is just a drink with sugar added to it. Soda has some other health defects such as weight gain, increased chance of diabetes, and blood clots. Having 40 grams of sugar per 12-ounce can. That's another benefit of water, no sugar. Water is also cheaper, making it easier on your body and your pocketbook. Water has so many health benefits over soda. That's why I choose water over soda. Next time, I hope you do too.
Today I'm interviewing Clayton Krantz. Clayton is a sophomore on varsity this year. He's batting .351 this season with 1 home run and 14 RBIs, with that home run going to right center about 330 feet. He has played all year on varsity and is the only sophomore on varsity this year. Clayton usually bats in the 7th spot in the lineup and gets many chances to drive in runs. Clayton starts in left field and has 2 diving catches this year to save runs. So Clayton, what's it like being a sophomore on varsity?
Well, it's really fun. It's like playing up at a higher level, so it's challenging. It always makes you better, and I really feel like one of the guys. It doesn't really seem like I'm a sophomore when I play with them. They say that I'm like a junior to them.
What's the main difference between varsity pitchers versus JV pitchers?
Varsity pitchers are like a lot more relaxed. They throw harder, hit better spots, throw a better curveball, and like they have like this cockiness to them that makes them good.
What do you do to work on your hitting?
Me and my dad always go to the cages, like at least once or twice a week after practice, so I get an additional hitting session after practice. And like as a kid, I'd always go with him to his home talent games, because he's a coach, and I'd either hit or field and stuff, and I'll do both of those. So so I've been hitting my whole life.
What about like different camps you go to help you improve?
Well, I went to the baseball academy camp that was held at the high school. I don't really go to many camps, but just like my dad teaching me and just from watching pros, how they hit and everything.
What's the main difference between pitching varsity batters versus JV batters?
As a pitcher, it was really nerve-wracking. Like on the mound by yourself, it's really hard. But like when the guys talk and back you up, then it's a lot easier. You have to keep it down, like throw strikes and hit the corners and change speeds a lot. Otherwise, they'll crush it.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Hey, and welcome to this section of the show where I tell you what happened on this day in history, May 17th. Some noticeable events that happened on this day are American Revolutionary War. An American Army garrison surrenders at the Battle of Craters in 1776. Also on this day, in 1848, Mexican-American War, Mexico rafts the Treaty of Guadalupe, thus ending the war and bringing California, Nevada, Utah, and 4 other modern-day U.S. states to the United States for $15 million. Some noticeable births on this day are Albert Fish, American serial killer and cannibal. It had been said that he had children in each state. At one time put the figure at around 100. However, it is not clear whether he was talking about rapes or cannibalism. Still, whether he was telling the truth, he was a suspect in at least 5 murders in his lifetime. Fish confessed to 3 murders that the police were able to trace. He confessed to stabbing at least 2 other people. He was put on trial for the kidnapping and murder of Grace Budd. He was convinced and executed by the electric chair. Also born on this day, Ho Chi Minh, North Vietnamese leader of the Vietnam War. Next noticeable birth on this day, Malcolm X, American civil rights activist. Some sports figures born on this day, Archie Manning, American football player, Kevin Garnett of the Boston Celtics basketball team, and lastly, Mario Chalmers of the Miami Heat basketball team. Finishing off this day in history are deaths. Some noticeable deaths are Pope Constantine V, T.E. Lawrence, English soldier, and lastly Bob Boozer, American basketball player. This concludes today's section of This Day in History. Thank you. Now here's sports. Today I'm going to be talking about the Mount Horeb track team, softball, baseball, soccer, MLB baseball, and the NBA playoffs. Starting off with the Badger North records held by Mount Horeb High School boys varsity track team. Records for the year. The 55-meter dash record was achieved by Matt Fargo, who ran a 6.82 seconds. He also holds the 100-meter dash record at 11 seconds. The 200-meter record is held by Juan Aguilar at 22.93 seconds. The 400-meter dash is held by James Heindel at 50.75 seconds. Ryan Epping holds the record for the 55-meter high hurdle at 8.93 seconds. In the 300-meter high hurdle, Brett Farnsworth holds the record at 42.53 seconds. In the field events, Isaiah LeSure and Damian Baker share the record for high jump at 6 feet. In the shot put, Joel Cretney set the record at 47 feet, 3.25 inches. The Mount Horeb relay teams hold the record for relay races in the 4x1 of a time of 44 seconds, a 4x2 in 1 minute 30 seconds, and a 4x400 in 3 minutes 26 seconds. The Badger North girls records held by the Mount Horeb girls varsity track team are for the 55-meter dash, Tristan Forget, 7.82 seconds. In the 800 meter and the 1600 meter records were set by Sarah Viner at 2 minutes and 19 seconds. and 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Tristan Forget also holds the 55-meter high hurdle and the 100-meter high hurdle at 9.05 seconds and 15.57 seconds. Moving on to the Mount Horeb varsity softball. Overall, they had an okay season, going 3-9 in conference games and 9-11 overall. They are 4th place in conference, and their last game will be Tuesday, May 29th in Richmond Center, where they'll be playing to advance to the regionals. We will be back after these brief messages from our sponsors.
Get out of here, Casey. Don't bring that in here, Casey. Lunch. Wait. That's my ball.
Follow me, dog.
Dude, how'd you get so good at this?
G2, take a sip. High performance.
G2 for high performance. Back with sports. Varsity baseball had their first playoff game and took on 5th-seeded Lakeside Lutheran in the first round of the WIAA playoffs. The first game was close until the 4th inning, when junior pitcher Weston Zander hit a 2-run home run to put the Vikings up by 2. The Warriors then got the run back in the next inning on a pass ball. By the 7th inning, with 2 outs and a tied score, the senior Pete Hefty was on second base and senior Kyle Esser was up to hit. Kyle Esser was able to hit a single, and Hefty came in to score the game-winning run for the Vikings to win 3-2. Girls varsity soccer is having a great season. Their conference record is 4-1, and their overall record is 16-3. Good enough for second place standing in the Badger North Conference. Key points leaders this year are Kelly Sullivan and Cassie Hendrick, who led the conference in scoring. Sullivan with 34 goals and Hendrick with 23. Brooke Myers had 8 goals for the year and is ranked 10th in the conference. In Major League Baseball, Matt Kemp and the Dodgers are off to a hot start, with former NBA star Magic Johnson as their general manager. The Dodgers are 32-15 on the season. The second hottest team in baseball are the Texas Rangers, with slugger Josh Hamilton leading the way. He's on pace for a record-setting 81 home runs this season. The third best team in the MLB is the Baltimore Orioles. Before the season started, the Orioles lost to a college team in a charity game. They quickly put that embarrassing loss behind them and showed the rest of the league that they are serious about this season. Finally, the NBA playoffs are on their way, with Boston Celtics and Miami fighting for the Eastern Conference Championship. The San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder are fighting for the Western Conference Championship. The winners of each conference will be moving on to the NBA Finals, which is a best-of-7 series. The 2 easy favorites for the start of the year were the Oklahoma City Thunder with 3-time scoring champion Kevin Durant and the Miami Heat with MVP LeBron James. These teams have a shot now to make it in the finals together, but both teams have to get past through the series first. The Boston Celtics with Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce have earned their place in the NBA playoffs and are known as the oldest team in the league. The San Antonio Spurs have the best record in the regular season, going 50-16, and have an 18-game win streak, going into the Eastern Conference Championship. Thank you for watching your daily sports update.
As finals approach, people will be studying hard and getting ready for summer plans, as well as waiting for the day, the end of school. For you seniors, it's say goodbye, but for most of us, it's see you next year and let's hang out this summer. There are 13 days left of school for us underclassmen and 9 days for seniors. I wish you all a great summer and safe travels. I hope to see you all next year, just to wait for another year of school to be over.
Thank you, Cole, for that very interesting story on the end of school. Well, folks, now it is time to sign off. From Channel 9 News at 6, I'm Casey.
And I'm Mark.
We are signing off, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow at the same time.